Welcome back to this channel with one more interesting video in which we are going to write a program in a Python to sort an array, and we are going to write this program without using any functions. So we will not use any functions, we will do it manually. So first of all, I want to get the response from a user that how many elements you are going to insert in an array. First I will declare a list and I will get elements for that list. So first I will ask user how many elements you want to enter into the list. Suppose user wants to enter 5 elements. Suppose the elements are 10, 50, 40, 30 and 60. These are the elements and these are 5 in number. We want to sort these. We want to first enter these elements one by one into a list. Okay, so we want to create a list first. To create a list, I have already written a program here. So this is n and I am declaring a variable. For what purpose? I am giving a user message that enter the elements, how many elements you want, and user will input here 5 because I want that user can enter any number, but in my example, in this case I am taking the example that user will enter the 5 elements. Okay, and these 5 elements are 10, 50, 40, 30 and 60. So this is the message given to user, and that message is received by input. This input is a function. Actually it is a function, and this is actually the message given to the user. But when I am writing this function, whatever the number will be entered by user, that will be saved, that will be the output of this function, and that output of this function will be stored in this variable n. But before storing that into the variable n, I am converting that into the integer value, because when user enters 5, that will be as a string. So that string I want to convert first into integer. This is the conversion here, and that 5 is converted into integer and then stored into n variable. So I will write this n variable here. I will write this n variable here. Okay, so assuming that user will enter 5 in this n, user is having a list of 5 elements. So for I in range n, so what is the value of n? This is 5. So this means, if you are having the knowledge about for loop, this means that I will start from 0 and will range up to less than 5 and will range up to 4. Actually I will initialize from 0 and will go up to 4. 0 to 4 there are 5 elements. Okay, so this means 0 to 4. Okay, so and with increment 1, in this case there will be only increment of 1. So there is another variable element. Okay, first it was n, now it is element, element, element. So here also we are giving another message, input enter any number. So here will be message enter any number. So user will enter any number. Suppose first number it is 10, user will enter 10 and that will be converted again into integer like earlier. So this 10 will be stored into element variable. So we are storing 10 here. After that we are having a list dot this list. What is this list? I have declared this list here. This is actually the list, but this list is a variable for that list. We can use any variable. I have used list here. So it is a blank list created by me. So I will create a blank list like this. This is a blank list created by me. I don't know the number, I have only the blank list. Okay, so I have already created, but now here list dot append element. What does this function do? This append function, element is the variable in which I am having 10. So that 10 will be appended to the list. This 10 will be appended to this list. Okay, so I will append this 10 to this list. So 10 will occur in this list. Okay, I have appended it. This is actually the function to append the element into the list. So I have appended 10 into this list, and this 10 will occur at the 0 position in this list. Okay, now I am doing it inside the for loop. You can see here. So it will again go into the iteration. First I was 0, now I will be 1. If I will do here, first I was 0, it was for 0. Now I will be 1 for next iteration. So it will be 1, and for this 1, this task will be again done by our system. So element is equal to, it will again give message enter any number. So user will enter now this 50 here. So this 50 will get scanned into this element. So 50 is next element. So now list dot append this element. Okay, so now this 50 will be appended into this list. So this 50 will occur at here, which is the position 1. Okay, similarly it will go on and go on up to, because the range is between 0 and 4, so it will go like this, 2 3 4. So this 40 will be stored at 2, and this 30 will be stored here, which is 3, and this 60 will be stored here, which is 4. It will be done due to these iterations. So after this 50, 40 will be stored, after this 40, 30 will be stored, after this 30, 60 will be stored, but it will go only up to 4 starting from 0. Now our list is created, our list is formed. Now what do we want? First I am using again I am using the print function. I am giving a message original list is. So original list is, this message will occur like it is. And now here for loop is again used to display the elements of this list. So list I, this end is used to display these elements not in separate lines but in a single line. If you are having a knowledge about this end, this means you have not to go into the next line after writing the list I. Suppose I is ranging here from, you can see here I will again range from 0 because it is new for loop. So I will be again ranging from 0 to this n. What is this n? In n we are already having this 5. So I will again range from 0 to 5, and now it will range. But what we are doing inside this, we are just printing list of I. First I is 0. Suppose I is ranging again from 0 to 5. First I will be 0 again, and list of I, that means list of 0. This is list, and list of 0 is this element, which is 10. So this 10 will be printed. And due to this end statement, we are having a space here. Due to this end and this space, add this 10, there will be some space, and due to this end, it will not go in, control will not go into the new line, it will remain in this line only. So again when I will be ranging, so it will get increment to 1. Then again it will go list of I. What is list of I? List of I is 1, and list of 1 is 50. That 50 will be displayed here. Okay, similarly it will write 40, 30, 60. So this is just to display the array that we are having. Now I will run this program first, then I will sort it. So I am running this. So it is here written, enter how many elements are there in an array list. So this will be given by user. So I am just assuming that I will enter 5 elements. So enter any number. So this is this message, enter any number. Now I am going to write one by one the elements of an array. First it was 10, enter any number. Now it is up to me whatever numbers I will input into this array. Suppose I want to enter 50, then I want to enter 40, then I want to enter 30, then I want to enter 60. So then this message is original list is, that is here. Now after that, for loop is again used to display these elements one by one, whatever the elements I have entered, 10, 50, 40, 30, 60, and this space between them is due to this, because we have inserted a space here in end statement. So now this was the first part to receive the elements of an array. Now we are going to sort these elements one by one, and I am going to write logic for that from here. For I am going to use nested for loop here. For I in range, I will be again 0 for this for loop, new for loop. Here I will write n. Okay, so it will iterate from 0. So I will use nested for loop for j in range. For j in range, here I will use initial value also. If I will use directly n here, that means 0 to 5. But if I will use two parameters, suppose I will use 1 or I will use 2 comma n, that means you have to start from 2, not from 0. Okay, you have to start from 2 and up to 1 less than n. Okay, that means if n is 5, we have to go up to 4 only. Similarly, I will use here, I want to range it, whatever will be the value of I will increment that by 1. So for j in range, whatever will be the value of I, suppose if I is 0, j should be 1. If I is 1, j should be 2. That is why I have written I plus 1. This is the initial, this is the initial value, and I have to range from this initial value to n. Okay, this will be explained to you with the help of memory map later, why I have written this I plus 1. First I will finish it. First I am writing if list of j is less than list of I will explain this with the help of a memory map. First I will finish it. Temp is equal to this is the logic with the help of which my elements will get sorted. Suppose earlier I was getting an array like this, I was getting a list like this. This was my list: 10, 50, 40, 30 and 60, 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now I am using these two for loops here. Now I will explain what will be these for loops doing. This is nested for loop. This is the main for loop, outer for loop, and this is the inner for loop. For I is in range, so I will get started again. So I and j are the two variables used in these two for loops. So this I will start from 0 to n. What is this n? To 1 less than n. Okay, what is this n? This is 5, so 0 to 4 it will be ranging. So starting from 0, so I will be 0 and it will enter into this body. Okay, here it will find again one more for loop which is initializing j. J will be initially 0, but we are giving the initial values here. It should not be 0, we are replacing it. We are giving it whatever will be the value of I, increment 1 to that. So I is 0 and we are going to increment it by 1 and it will become 1. So that will be the initial value for j. So 1 will be the initial value for j, and there is another variable that is already n. N is same for every, either it is I, j, everything. N is 5. Okay, so it will range up to 1 less than n here, because in for loop you know range is like this. If it is 5, then it will range from 0 to 4. I have already told. So now inside this for loop, inside this, add this condition when I is 0 and j is 1. List of j is, if I am using if statement, if list of j is less than list of I. What is list of j? List of j is, this is the list. List is actually the name of this array or list. So list of j, what is the value of j? List of I, this one, list of 1. So I am targeting this 50. List, actually list of j, list of j, value of j is 1. List of 1, list at the address 1. List is this array and address is 1. So what is the element there? 50. So I am writing here, if this 50 is less than list of I. What is list of I? List of I is 0. So here it will be 0. What is this list of 0? List of 0 is this element, that is 10. So what I am giving the condition here is 50 less than 10. Okay, is this 50 less than 10? Because I am writing list of j is 50. List of j is 50. Is this less than list of I? List of I is 10. Is this less than this? No. It is greater than, 50 is greater than 10. It is not less than 10. So the condition is false. So it will not enter into this if block. If block is from this line to this line. It will not enter into this if block. And what will now it do? Our control will reach again into the for loop and it will increment this j by 1, because we have to range internal for loop first from 1 to 4, so it will become 2. So j will become 2. So if list of j, what is list of 2? List of j is 2, so list of j is list of 2. List of 2 is this 40, because list is this name and address is 2 and the element is 40. Is this 40 less than list of I? What is list of I? List of I is still that I is 0, because we have not changed this I from 0 to any number. So list of I is list of 0. Okay, list of 0 is that 10. Okay, so is that less than this? That means is that 40 less than this 10? No, that is not less than that 10. So it will again skip this block and will again increment this by 1. It will become 3. So again 30, so the condition will be now 30 is less than or equal to is less than 10. No, again we are having the same, so it will iterate again to 4. Again 60 is not less than 10, so it will not enter into this if block till all the iterations of j will be done. Now our all iterations of j are done. Now it will go to the outer for loop. Outer for loop will again go here and I will be now incremented by 1. So because we have to move I in a range from 0 to 4, so we have done it for 0. Now I will increment this I to 1. Again for j, when I am incrementing this to 1, okay, so it will again enter in to the inside for loop, and in this inside for loop this time, so I am moving again to this inside for loop. When I am executing this inside for loop, again the value of j will be initialized to, because j has done all the iterations for when I was 0. Now j will again start. Now this j will range from this number to 1 less than n. So what is this number? I plus 1. I is 1. What is the value for j now? 1 plus 1. This I plus 1, that is 2. J will be ranging from 2 to 4. List of j. What is list of 2? List of 2 is this 40. Okay, so list of 2, we have to target this element, and that list of 2 is this element, and that is 40. So I have to check whether this 40 is less than list of I. What is the list of I? I is 1, list of 1, and list of 1 is this 50. Is this 40 less than this 50? Yes, this time this 40 is less than this 50. So what I have to do, I have to execute this block, which is to be executed if this if condition is true. So temp is the variable I am creating here. Temp is the temporary variable. You can create any temporary variable. So inside the temp I have to write list of I. I have to save this list of I. What is list of I? List of I is 1 and list of 1 is 50. I have to save this 50 inside this temp. Okay, and list of inside the list of I have to store list of j. What is list of I? List of I is list of 1, so that is this 50. So list of I is equal to list of j. What is list of I this time? List of I is list of 1, this 50. So this I have to cut, and here I have to write list of j. What is list of j? List of j is this 50, because list of j is list of 2, and that is 40. So I have to write 40 here, because I have to assign this list of j is 40, that I have to be assigned into the list of I. So when I am assigning this 40 here, list of I, which is list of 1. So list of j is equal to temp. List of j. What is list of j? It is list of 2, because j is 2. So list of 2 is this, and here I have to write temp. What is stored in temp? That is 50. That earlier, which was earlier stored in list of I. So here I will write 50. So I have swapped this. If I found this less than this, I have swapped these. I have written this value here and this value here. So it is sorted this way. 40 comes earlier and 50 comes after. 10, 40, 50. Now same thing will be done again, because we have to iterate this again. So I am going to go here again, and here for j in range I plus 1, because j is already 2. Now I have to increment, I have to range it from 2 to 4, so it will get increment by 1, it will become 3. So list of j, I will remain 1. So if list of j is this list of 3, it is 30. If this is less than list of I, what is list of I? List of I is this. List of I is this list of, earlier it was 50, now it is 40 here. List of I is list of 1. Now I have to compare this 30 with this 40. Okay, is this less than this? Is list of j? Yes, this is less than. This is less than this. So again I have to go through this swapping logic. So by performing the swapping logic, this 30 will come here and this 40 will go here. So this way it will go up to now 4. Now is this 60? Now this time this 60 is not less than this 30, so it will skip this time and our 4 iterations are complete. Now it will again move into the outer for loop, where now I will become 2, and again all iterations for j will be done from 3 and 4. I will do it for your better understanding. Now my results still now are like this. I will again draw this array here. This is 10, this is 30, this is 50, this is 40, and this is 60. This is my result still now. So 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. I am here, I is 2. So I will again write here I j temp variable. This time I is 2, because it has started again. It is new. I is in the new iteration. Okay, so I is 2 now. What is the value of j? J will again get initialized from this value. Whatever will be the value of I, that will be incremented by 1, and I is 2, j will be 3. So if list of j, what is list of j? List is the name of this array, and the j is 3 this time. I have to check this element and I have to compare it with list of I. List of I is list of 2. I have to compare it with list of 2. What is the value of this list of 3? This is list of 3, and that is 40. 40 I have to compare with list of 2. List of 2 is this 50. Is this 40 less than this 50? Yes. So I need to go through this swapping algorithm. So here this 40 will come here and 50 will come here. Because how it will come here, I will show you how. Look at this how. Temp is equal to list of I. What was the list of I? List of I was list of 2. Okay, list of 2 is this 50. Temp is this 50, and this list of, here it is written list of I is equal to list of j. List of I is this 50, and we have to replace it with list of j. List of j is this 40, so I have replaced this 50 with this 40, and list of j is equal to temp. This is list of j 40 here. I have to replace it with temp. So what is the value of temp? That is 50. I have replaced it with 50. So swapping occurs this way. Now I will get again, now j will get incremented because j is inside the inner for loop. So j will get incremented. It will become 4. So now I have to compare list of 4. What is list of 4? This is the 60. I have to compare this list of 4. Is this list of 4? Is this 60 less than list of I? List of I is this time list of I is list of 2. What is this list of 2? This is 40. So this is not 60 is not less than 40. This is false this time, so it will not go through this block. And now it will move out of this loop because we have to range up to 4 only. Now the increment will occur to this I again. This I will become 3. Okay, so similarly it will go on and go on. J will also get iterated, I will get iterated, and finally we will get a result like 10, 30, 40, 50, 60. This will be our final array. I will show you the output. So for that I have to print this because I have only created a logic. Now I want to print this, so I am going to print that. My swapping has been done with these lines of code. I want to go out of these lines of code, so I will go again to the starting point. So here I have to write print. First I will insert a new line here, so I will write /n, and it will be inside quotes. /n here, new list. New list is okay. New list is. Here I will use for loop again for I in range. For I in range to n, I am actually I want to access all the 5 elements because I have to write all the 5 elements after swapping. So here print list of I, comma, so I don't want to enter it line by line, I want to enter into the same line, so I will write end is equal to some blank space. If I will run this, how many elements you want in this array? I want 5. Then enter any number. First number it is 10, second it is 50, then it is 40, then it is 30, then it is 60. So this is original list 10, 50, 40, 30, 60, which is not in a sorted order. Now the new list is in sorted order. You can see 10, 30, 40, 50, 60. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe our channel Indus Technologies.